The bayou, the opening scene of the bayou, set in the innermost corner of the Everglades, shows a tactical unit of DEA agents raiding a secretive drug den, killing the majority of the guards and workers in the process. The treacherous, remote alligator-infested area was perfect cover for the meth business. Until it wasn't, that is. During the gunfight between the dealers and authorities, stashed drugs get mixed with the swamp water, and as a result, alligators in the nearby vicinity get mutated, grow larger, and become unusually violent and territorial in nature. Kyle, a biology grad studying apex predators, sets out on a journey with her friends to the Florida Keys. Kyle lost her elder brother Jamie in a tragic accident and hasn't been herself ever since. And to respect Jamie's wishes, she is going to the Florida Keys on vacation to scatter his ashes. Kyle's best friend Alice was supposed to accompany her, but much to Kyle's dismay, she has brought their friends Sam and Malika to tag along as well. Malika acts like a pesky, toxic teenager. Sam, on the other hand, wasn't there for Kyle during her lowest point after she lost her brother. And reasonably, Kyle didn't want anyone except Alice to accompany her. Anyway, the journey begins, and seeing Kyle stuck in her mental prison, Alice advises her to move on, only for Kyle to act even more distant as a result. Malika is revealed to have arranged a cheaper and much faster way of reaching the Florida Keys, as she takes her friends to a sketchy, possibly illegal private airline operator, Frank, a shady day-drinking pilot who, in all probability, was associated with the drug dealers shown in the beginning of the movie. Kyle is apparently afraid of flying, but agrees to join her friends nevertheless, and they are accompanied by a bunch of uninteresting co-passengers. No sooner does the flight take off than a heated argument kicks off between the super busy corporate guy Rufus, who can't stay off his call for once, and the rest of the passengers. Following turbulence and an issue with the engine, the plane crash lands in the Florida Everglades, in the middle of nowhere. Ray, the co-pilot, dies after getting chomped to death in the jaws of a massive alligator. Kyle is able to sense something off right away, as she is familiar with the behavioral aspects of apex predators, such as alligators, and dons her biologist's hat to inform co-passengers about survival strategies. Kyle suggests everyone else stick together and move instead of waiting for help. Alice discovers an alligator nest nearby and steals one of the eggs from it, as she remembers Sam mentioning these sell for a fortune. As the passengers continue moving through the swamps, they decide to spend the first night literally sleeping out in the open. And miraculously enough, no one except for Rufus gets taken by alligators. Maud becomes the next victim of these hyperactive reptilians, and while fleeing from the gators, the rest of the survivors take refuge in a shack. Another passenger, Zoe, has gotten herself badly injured after crash landing, and her loving husband, Dom, tries to strengthen her resolve by reminding her of their daughter, who is waiting for them at home. Malika continues to behave horribly with every single passenger, blames Kyle for Jamie's demise. On the other hand, Sam makes amends with Kyle by apologizing to her for leaving her when she needed him most. Inside the shack, Kyle comes across a hand-drawn map and, going against Frank's warnings, decides to lead the survivors to follow it by moving through the waterways in a raft. While a proposal like this sounds strange to others, Kyle believes that during the daytime, alligators will be less active and decides to take the chance anyway. Having built a raft, the team once again gets chased by alligators, and Zoe decides to sacrifice her life to help the rest of the survivors escape by drawing the gators' attention. Finally, following the map, the survivors reach the drug den, and seeing the signs of bloody conflict all around, Frank quickly deduces the illegal nature of operations conducted at the place. Inside the alligator-infested drug den, while the rest of the survivors get busy cautiously exploring the area, Frank confronts Malika. Finally having had enough of her tantrums, he decides to push her off a ledge to kill her. However, as Malika literally hangs on for dear life, Frank gets taken by an alligator who literally attacks from the roof above. Sam, Kyle, Alice, and Dom rush to the spot and save Malika, who, after surviving a near-death experience, reconciles with Kyle at last and apologizes for her actions. Using the still active communication system of the facility, Kyle and co. call for rescue and try to make their way outside while evading the swamp monsters lying around. Sam is the next in line as he comically dies after alerting resting alligators while following his friends. Finally, just before the exit area, a ginormous alligator is seen lying, and to distract it, Alice decides to take out the egg she carried with her. The gators will not give her a head start to escape in exchange for an egg, as one of her hands gets chomped straight off. Putting her own life on the line, Kyle saves Alice and manages to kill the gator by stabbing and burning it to death. Alice, Kyle, Dom, and Malika reach outside and get relieved to finally see the rescue chopper on the horizon. Sometime later, Kyle visits the Florida Keys. This time she has learned her lesson and has gone on a solo trip, riding her brother Jamie's motorbike. Jamie wanted Kyle to be free, not let herself be entrapped in her own uncertainties. And his advice, coupled with her recent experience of saving lives of people close to him, has finally helped Kyle to put the past behind her. Spreading the ashes of her brother, Kyle rides away down the picturesque coastal road. In the end of the movie, Frank is seen to be still alive. Despite sustaining hideous injuries, he cryptically laughs before the screen fades to black.